You finish eating. The clock starts. For the next 23 hours, your systems unravel and rebuild, one biochemical domino at a time. Insulin fades, growth hormone surges, mitochondria begin recycling old parts like engineers in crisis mode. Your brain gets sharper, or hallucinates. Your blood flips from storage to scavenging. This is not a diet, it's a controlled breakdown, a metabolic thriller written by evolution itself. Fade in. Under the surface, your body runs a silent operating system built on balance. Energy in, energy out, repeat. Every bite keeps thousands of chemical loops alive. But when that loop breaks, when the system expects fuel and gets nothing, everything inside you changes purpose. The first signal collapses in your bloodstream. Glucose drops. The liver panics. It's like a city power grid suddenly losing one of its main generators. Backup systems flicker on. Hormones scramble to stabilize the current. Cortisol rises to keep the lights on in your brain. Insulin plummets, unlocking fat reserves that have been sealed for years. Your body isn't resting. It's rewriting its emergency protocol. In the absence of food, survival code takes over. Old processes shut down. New ones activate line by line. This is the system error phase, where your body stops running the comfortable program and begins rewriting itself to survive without permission. For decades, your body has been trained to expect food like clockwork. Breakfast spikes insulin. Lunch keeps it high. Dinner locks you back into storage mode. Behind the scenes, your cells live in a constant signal. Store, hold, don't release. But when that signal disappears for an entire day, it feels like code corruption spreading through the system. 6 hours after your last bite, glucose supplies drop below the comfort zone. Your liver, the fuel manager, switches from banker to firefighter. It starts breaking down glycogen, tiny sugar bricks stored for emergencies. The bloodstream becomes a battlefield, flooded with cortisol and adrenaline, each molecule shouting, "Find energy." Meanwhile, your digestion system goes silent. No incoming food means no reason to stay online. Your stomach slows its contractions. Your intestines stop requesting blood flow. Your body reroutes power to critical systems like the brain and muscles. It's triage at the cellular level. Survival first. Everything else waits. By hour 10, insulin is nearly gone. Fat cells start releasing stored energy, transforming into fatty acids traveling through the bloodstream. Your mitochondria, the tiny engines of every cell, catch them mid-flow and ignite them like emergency fuel. This shift, called metabolic switching, is your biology's fallback plan, one that modern eating habits almost never trigger. Hour by hour timeline. Hour 0 to 2. Your last bite hits the bloodstream. Sugar floods every cell and insulin surges to manage the chaos. It's like a cleanup crew rushing through a city after midnight, swift, mechanical, efficient. For 2 hours, everything runs on abundance. Then, the silence starts. Insulin drops fast. Cells no longer receive the store energy command. They switch to standby. Hour 3 to 6. The liver steps forward. It releases glycogen, the body's emergency battery pack. Each molecule of stored sugar breaks apart, like frozen light, feeding the brain and muscles, just long enough to buy time. But this reserve was never meant to last. By hour 6, the last glucose bricks are gone. Your body moves into contingency mode. Hormones shift. Blood chemistry tightens. This is where hunger starts talking, but softly, like a whisper from deep inside the gut. Hour 7 to 12, down to 0 external fuel, and your metabolism flips. Stored fat transforms into fatty acids, sent to the liver for processing into ketones. Tiny energy particle, sharp enough to pierce the blood-brain barrier. As they rise, mental fog clears. Focus sharpens. Your body just crossed into the fat-burning operating mode. Scientific fact. In 2020, data from the University of Alabama showed that one meal a day fasting increases insulin sensitivity by over 40% and stabilizes blood glucose, even in pre-diabetic subjects. Your system isn't breaking down. It's recalibrating in real time. Hour 13 to 18, the gut has fully shut down. No digestion, no storage, no rest. Inside each cell, mitochondria begin a process called autophagy, literally self-eating. Damaged proteins and failing cell parts are dismantled and recycled. Think of tiny engineers scavenging broken circuits to build new ones. Your body cleans house from the inside out. Hour 19 to 22, ketones dominate the bloodstream. Neurotransmitters like dopamine and norepinephrine rise. Energy feels electric, but strangely calm. Less chaos, more focus. The body has adapted. What began as deficiency or wound has turned into stability. Hour 23 to 24, a new rhythm emerges. Blood sugar flatlines into perfect stability. Inflammation markers drop. Cells operate leaner, sharper, faster. The crash never comes because you've switched operating systems entirely. The hunger that once screamed for rescue is gone, replaced by something evolutionary older: control. Scientific shock. In 2019, researchers at Johns Hopkins University found that this switch not only prevents fat buildup, but also improves neuron efficiency by up to 30% during fasting windows. Your brain literally becomes more efficient when food is scarce. Evolution built this mode to keep you alert while hunting, not counting macros. But make no mistake, this isn't a healthy calm. It's organized chaos. Every hormone, enzyme, and cell is negotiating for energy. You've initiated a software crash, and the reboot has just begun. You've just seen what happens inside the experiment. Now, how to run it without breaking the machine. The one meal a day pattern known as OMAD isn't a competition of willpower. It's biochemical strategy. You're not starving. You're shifting control from constant consumption to strategic activation. Here's how to tune the protocol before it consumes you. Phase 1, adaptation, weeks 1 to 3. Jumping straight into OMAD is like forcing your system into hard reboot without backup. Start with a 16 to 8 window. 16 hours fast, 8 hours for meals. Each week, shrink the eating window by 2 hours until reaching OMAD. This gradual descent allows your liver enzymes to recalibrate and your metabolism to switch without crashing. Phase 2, electrolyte and hydration lock. During the silent hours, your cells flush sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Without these, the engine misfires, headaches, fatigue, brain fog. Add a pinch of sea salt or electrolyte mix to water 2 to 3 times a day. It sounds trivial, but this tiny correction stabilizes the entire power grid of your metabolism. Scientific shock. Published in Cell Metabolism, 2019, Dr. Sachin Panda's team proved that time-restricted feeding reshapes circadian rhythm, reducing inflammatory gene expression by over 30% within 10 days. You're not just losing weight, you're rewriting your body's clockwork. Phase 3, meal construction, when you finally eat. The feeding window is small. Every nutrient counts. Start with protein, 1 gram per kilogram of body weight. Add fats for stability, avocado, olive oil, omega-3 fish. Then fibers or steamed vegetables to slow down glucose re-entry. End the meal with vitamin C or berries. They reduce oxidative stress post-feeding. Phase 4, monitoring. You're the test subject. Track heart rate variability and sleep quality. If both improve, autophagy is working. Measure fasting glucose every few days. If you see midday energy stability instead of crashes, your body's new protocol is locked in. Final stat. In a 2021 review by Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, intermittent eating regimens showed up to 18% reduction in oxidative stress and longer telomere maintenance. Translation: your cells aren't just surviving, they're aging slower. You are literally reprogramming everything, one silent hour at a time. 23 hours pass, no crash, no panic, just silence. Inside that silence, your body has rewritten its own manual. The hunger that once scared you isn't pain anymore, it's a language, a message from deep inside the code. Every signal you silenced, insulin, dopamine, cortisol, is now speaking a different truth, that you were never designed for constant comfort. That resilience isn't built in gyms, it's built in emptiness. Autophagy has cleared out broken structures. Neurons have remapped their circuits. Your metabolism runs slimmer, faster, cleaner, like a machine finally free from static. This is what control feels like, not abundance, but precision. Maybe you started this as a challenge, a way to lose weight. But the truth hits differently when you realize the experiment didn't just change your body. It exposed who's really in command. You thought you controlled your hunger. Now you know. Hunger controls you. Subscribe for the next dose of Logic Serum.